these super cool English tack sets that consist of an English saddle, saddle pad, and a bitless bridle. Here is the craft supplies you will need: belt, leather cording, and pliers, a hot glue gun, a hot glue stick, and some metal from a pop can. For my younger horse fans, make sure you ask an adult to use a hot glue gun. And for all my horse fans, when your hot glue touches the metal, your entire piece of metal will turn hot. So you make sure you use some pliers to hold them, because your entire piece of metal will turn hot no matter what you do. Okay? Just wanted to let you all know that. You're going to want some scissors, a pin, ribbon, and jump rings. Once again, for my younger fans, make sure you ask your parents for a pin and scissors. Last but certainly not least, a model horse and rider, riding utensils, and of course, some stencils. So I'm going to leave these on a screen for a few minutes so you can try to trace them off the screen or whatever you would like to do. To start out here, you want to place your template on your metal. And just to let you know, I love to put the template so it curves up like an actual saddle tree, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So then you want to take your Sharpie and just carefully just draw around it, all the way around it without it moving. And then go ahead and cut it out. Your saddle seat should look something like this. Now I'm going to show you how I glue this onto my felt. So what I'm going to start out with is I'm going to start out by getting my hot glue gun and just gluing a small circle of hot glue onto the felt. So remember, as hot as your hot glue is, that's as hot as your metal is going to be. Then quickly just drop your metal on there, grab your pliers, and then just gently push that down so you touch your pop can as less as possible. Kind of just bend the felt. Just remember that pop can is very hot, so just make sure you're careful. And that is how I put it on the felt. So now you're going to want to cut out the chunk of felt here and just cut all the way around it and make sure there's a ton of access around the edge. Now that you've cut your pop can felt out, the pop can should no longer be hot because the hot glue is dried. So now you just want to cut little notches all the way around, and now you're going to glue them and fold them down. But I glue them and fold them down in a very particular way. Instead of putting glue onto the pop can, I put glue onto the felt because the felt does not get hot. Then fold that over, and the pop can really shouldn't get hot anymore because the hot glue is on the felt. Yes, it is technically touching the pop can, but it is not getting it as hot as it would normally, so it's really safe to touch now. But I wouldn't trust it too much. And of course, do this all the way around. Your saddle seat should look something like this. Next, we're going to do the saddle flaps. Now we're going to make the saddle flaps. So you want to take your stencil and place it somewhere on to your felt. It doesn't have to be anywhere large. And then go ahead and take your pin and poke it through. Clearly, you do not have to do this step. I am simply doing it because it's easy, and coloring on a black piece of felt doesn't work very well, so this works very easily for me. And then just go ahead and cut this out. You are going to need 4 of these in total. So now you've cut out 4 of them. Flip over 2. So now you have 2 sets of saddle flaps here. So for now, you're going to set these aside. Now you're going to want ribbon and 2 jump rings. Go ahead and thread 1 jump ring through the ribbon and fold it over and glue it down. Then you're going to want to kind of measure your saddle flap, and you want to make another one still on the same ribbon about halfway or across the other side there. You should have a piece that looks something like this. So now you want to glue it right about there on your saddle, so just leave a little access there and go ahead and glue it like this. It should look something like this. Now you're going to want to take one of your saddle flaps, and now you see the curve. You want the curve to kind of go down, so towards the back of the saddle, like that. It's a little hard to see because I am using both black felt. And you just want to go ahead and glue that on, and of course, repeat on the other side. Now your saddle should look something like this. Now we're going to take some ribbon, and then you're going to go ahead and thread it through the top here, through the jump ring, if you ever can. And then you want to go ahead and fold that and glue that down. And then trying to explain everything here, you want to pull the ribbon down and then you want to thread through the back. So I will try to explain this a little farther once I have glued this down. Now it should look something like this. So you want to pull the ribbon forward and then you want to go up through the bottom like this. Once again, if the ribbon will listen to you, will this be easy or not? Go ahead and pull that through. And then this is pretty much where you want to go fetch your rider and your horse, so then you know how long to glue the stirrups. So you have two options here. You can either glue this down or you can add a small piece of ribbon across here. So then the stirrups become adjustable. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hopefully be able to explain this to you guys very easily. Now I'm going to take some more ribbon and then just carefully put it where you want it. And then you want to glue a little spot there and then you're going to cut it off and glue another one right there. Hopefully this explained very well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now that you've done all that, you want to add just a little bit of glue on the end. And then I like to take my pliers and then just kind of push them down a little hard and gives it a nice smash. And then if there's a little extra, just go ahead and use your scissors and cut it off. And then of course, repeat on the other side. Now your saddle should look like this. Now we're going to go ahead and make the buckles that will be able to attach to your girth strap. To start out with, you want to take some ribbon and you're going to thread 2 jump rings onto your ribbon and then you are going to fold them over. And fold the ribbon over and then you're going to go ahead and glue this down. Have done this, you want to go ahead and grab your saddle, flip it over, and then you want to kind of hide these under here just a little ways, not very far, and then you want to go ahead and cut it, the ribbon about right there, and then you're going to make another one, and also you can go ahead and glue these down as well. Just make sure that there's a little extra so it can still flop just a little bit. Now the bottom of your saddle should look something like this. Now you want to go ahead and take those other saddle flaps and go ahead and glue them. Just make sure they're just mainly glued in the center so you can still fold the flap back and forth. Of course, repeat on the other side. Now the bottom of your saddle should look like this. And then if you fold the flaps, you should be able to see the jump rings on both sides. So now your saddle is all done. Now we just need to make a girth strap, a saddle pad, and a hackamore bridle. So now I'm going to show you how to make a girth strap. To make a girth strap, you're going to want some felt. So go ahead and make like a very thin kind of line here, if you can see it. Just kind of guess how much you might want for your horse, because you can always trim it down. And just go ahead and cut this off here. And now what I like to do is then I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half here. And just make everything nice and even. And I love to make these nice and round. And now what you're going to do is go ahead and get some ribbon and glue it across there. Just make sure there's a little extra on each side. So I'm going to show you how I do that as well. Here I'm just going to go ahead and hold my ribbon. I might actually flip this over for me. And now I'm going to grab my glue gun here. I'm very carefully just going to go along the center and just kind of guess where the center will be. And now I'm just going to take my ribbon, pull it along here, and I just kind of use my finger on the back and just rub it along there, as well as kind of giving it a small curve. And then for the back side, oops, touch that glue gun, that glue is very hot. So now on the other side here, where I didn't glue, I go ahead and add some glue here as well. Glue there, and of course, just pull the ribbon down, just like that. And then I'm going to fold it in half, just like that. And I'm going to take my ribbon up through here, and I'm just going to kind of guess the measurements that I'll need here. And just go cut, and then that's kind of how long I need it. I also like to do a nice folding technique by folding it in the center, smashing it like that. Go ahead and fold this in into the center. Smash it there. And fold this one into the center as well. Also give it a fold there, and then you kind of get this awesome like C shape that will go perfectly under your horse. So now just go ahead and attach this, and I will show you how I do that. This is how I attach my girth to my saddle. You want to go up through both of them, and then you want to open the rings, and then you want to go down through the bottom one if you can. I'm going to go ahead and try to show you how I do this. And then you go back through the other one. And now this can be a little tricky for some people. And then of course, then you just repeat this when you put it on the horse, because I leave it just a little long. So then when I put it on my horse, you just pull it, because then it kind of locks, and then you kind of wiggle it loose. So then once you have now I'm going to show you how to make a saddle pad, but then you just do the same thing when you put it onto your horse. So now let's make a saddle pad. So to make a saddle pad, you can really choose any material you want as long as it doesn't fray too much. This material frays a little bit, but not bad. So then you pretty much want to just cut out kind of a square shape here, or rectangle, whatever you want to really kind of call it. And then you're just going to go ahead, cut this shape out right here. And of course, this is where you're really going to want your horse. Oops. And now you're going to go ahead and grab your awesome horsey here. So kind of decide if that's too big, too small, or whatever. So there you go. And I like rounded saddle pads. So then how I round it is I just go ahead and fold that in half. And then I'm just going to go ahead and round the corners here. Just a little bit. And I think that makes a very awesome little saddle pad. And now one more thing before the saddle pad is done. So we need to create like a little hole here. So you want to go just a very little bit and then kind of curve it around. There you go. Then you just have this little hole in the center, and this just helps your saddle pad to just lay really nice on this horse. And now this is a complete option, is I'm going to go ahead and add some paracord on the end, or leather strips, whatever you have, and then glue them all the way around your saddle pad. You clearly do not have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. So for those of you who want to know how I'm putting the edging on my saddle here, then I'm just simply gluing it along, but the corners are probably the trickiest because I'm doing just one strip. And then you just want to kind of let it bounce its little way out there, and then just glue it. I love having the little curve because it can be a little bit of a pain to fight with, but once you get the hang of it, it really is not that hard to mess with. So it really is quite simple once you get the hang of it, and then you'll have a beautiful edging all the way around your saddle pad. Once again, this is completely optional. You do not have to do this. Now, your saddle pad should look something like this. I think this saddle pad looks absolutely gorgeous on Rocky here, so I can't wait to stick the saddle on. But now we need to make a hackamore bridle, which is not very hard at all. So let's go make a hackamore bridle for Rocky. So to start out with the hackamore bridle, you want to just take a small, good-sized piece of leather cording and then just put it over your horse's nose, and then you want to go under him, and then you just want to carefully kind of grab it until it kind of makes this like little hook, little underline shape thing. So I'm going to down so that it should look something like this. And you just want to go ahead and put a little glue here, and then go ahead and cut off the excess, and you've already made your awesome little nose band. So next I'm going to show you how to put the reins on. Just make sure that this continually fits your horse, because sometimes as you glue it, it doesn't always fit your model, and then you're like, oh dang, that's too tight, or that's too loose. So this is kind of looks like on Rocky, so you definitely want the little hang thing now. So now I'm going to show you how to make the reins. To start off by making the reins, you want to add just a little blue dot right on the end here. So just like right here, just add a small little glue dot. And then you're going to add whatever color you want. I'm going to be using black because I like a little bit of difference. Then you're just going to add your little end piece here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more glue on the top here. But right now I'm going to go ahead and grab Rocky again. Now you just want to very carefully stick that on his nose and then wrap it around to where his withers are and wrap it all the way around and then go up ahead and go back here. And now I'm going to cut it and glue it. And next I'll show you how to make the little band that goes behind his ears. And now the reins are on, so now we're going to do the little strap that goes behind his ears. So I'm going to be using black again. So then you just want to start kind of like right where their mouth is, kind of like in between their mouth and their nose. And just go ahead and do a little glue, and then you're going to wrap it around his ears here. I'm going to try not to drop him because that would not be very good. And just wrap it around and then glue it in about the same spot, and then you have a very awesome hackamore bridle. Then just pull it over their ears. So there are several ways to get it off, so I will show you how to get this off in a moment. As promised, I will show you how to get this off your horse. So there are several ways. Number one, you can just pull it over their ears, and it seems to come off real easy for me. Another one is here. I'm just going to put it back on real quick and then just pull it back over their ears. Another one that I have seen is that you just pull it over their nose, which it doesn't really work very well for me, but that's kind of how I get it off for me. But some people will just pull it off the nose and then pop it off the ears, but it seems to come off the ears for me the easiest, and then you just slip it on and off your horse. So now let's go ahead and put this entire tack set on Rocky and see how well he looks. Rocky looks in his awesome new tack. I think he is going to rock the stage. So I'm going to get a few shots of him and his friends in their awesome tack. Before this video ends, I need to do 3 awesome shout outs to 3 awesome people. Number 1 would be Country Crafts. Thank you so much for your English Briar video. Also, Daisy Stalls, thank you for your English Schleich saddle. And last but not least, thank you to Schleich Horse Lover 200 for her Schleich English saddle tutorial as well. So thank you to all 3 of you guys for your English saddle tutorial. But I did come up with the saddle pad and hackamore bridle all on my own. But I really wanted to shout out those 3 amazing people. So thank you, all 3 of you guys. And this is the end. So goodbye, and see you all next time.